Well, y'all, good morning, good afternoon. It's Friday, September 3rd. It's about 2 in the afternoon, and I'm sitting here out on the front deck office like usual, doing some work around the house. It got down to just about 43 degrees last night and had some issues with the plants this morning. The tomatoes are it's starting to get a little too cold for them out here, so they're starting to die back a little bit, but I think we might be able to get a few more pounds of maters out of them. The squash and the cabbage, I was able to, the squash and the zucchinis, I was able to get some more out. And I was able to put some more lettuce in and threw some pictures up there the other day, and I'm going to have some more coming up. I'm cleaning out some of the beds. Onions didn't do real well this year, but so yeah, it really wasn't a good year for onions. They're about not even worth keeping, but I'm starting to pull up some acorns, and they're beginning to look a little bit like this, and those are pretty good. I'll get a few more of those out this year and be able to put some away for the fall and the winter, and we'll be doing really good. But that 43 last night, while it's nice sleeping weather, it's bad for the warm loving plants. So, but anyhow, I'm just sitting here on the porch and trying to do a little bit of thinking. The economy, it's, as you saw on my Facebook and earlier on my other blog, the economy is still going to shit. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, we got a guy who wants to run for governor out here, and well, he's a good man. He's made a few boo-boos, but they all have. But I don't know. The Republican cowards are just cowering down to him, and they're like, "Oh, get away, step back from him." That's a crock of horse shit. What the Republican Party needs to do, and don't get me wrong, I ain't no Republican, I ain't no Democrat. I'm just a old farm boy sitting here. I just don't believe these strong-willed people starting to cower down to a little bad PR. We got this beer owner here who biggest crook you ever did see. I mean, this Hickenlooper. Man, the guy's about as trustworthy as my drug dealer. He don't happen very well. But I don't know what to tell you about politics, but now I heard this morning Obama wants to come up with another giveaway package. Well, how much more are you going to give away, Obama? Because there ain't no money to back it. It ain't nobody want to give us no money. We don't need to take charity. This is not a charity country. This is a country of people who need to be dependent on themselves. We've been spoiled for way too many years. And there ain't too much more we can do. Except take accountability for yourself and your family. The rest of these things, if corporations are going to fail, let them fail. We don't need them. Banks are hurting, don't bail them out. Stupid people got into these mortgages, don't bail them out. You know, what I feel sorry for is these kids. These kids who are going to college now and getting more and more student loans and more financial aid that they got to pay back. Guess what? What are they going to pay it back with? Ain't nobody giving them a handout when they get old enough and they get out of college. So, I don't know. I'm just sitting here going, what are these kids going to do? College ain't worth a hill of shit. Now, I work for a college, don't get me wrong. They're good places for higher education. Unfortunately, the higher education they're teaching should have been taught to them in public school. And that really pisses me off that you're paying, these kids are getting $70,000, getting anywhere between $30 and $60, $70,000 in student loans to go to college. to get a piece of paper after 4 years and say, look, Mom and Dad, I got a 4-year degree. Guess what? That degree's about as worth as much as my high school diploma was. To me, that's sad. In the college I wanted to work for, they want to put a hotel on campus. Hey, I think it's great. Put a hotel on campus. I guess that's where the graduates can start working. You know, bus boys, bellhops, room cleaning maids. Me, that's a crock of shit. We don't need a hotel learning center. We don't need this stuff. Unless somebody's going to, put a shrine up. I mean, that's prime real estate down there. We don't need it. As for national politics, you've heard my take. I mean, we just keep borrowing from the kids. Hey, the kids are even borrowing from themselves from down the road. Eventually, somebody's going to pay the piper. And if these kids don't start looking and acting like the trash, we in for a rough time. This is worse than the Great Depression ever was. But trash don't worry too much, unless the guys in the black cars come to pick him up. But the food's going, and closing in the garage this weekend also, so I can have more room for storage. Because I think we're going to need to store some more food for the winter months. By the way, you see me smoking a cigar, and it's not rare because I can't really afford them too much, but got up this morning and came out to the office, and guess what was sitting there? My buddy came by, brought a big old box of chicken wings from his second job, and there was a cigar on top of it. Now, while I'm not one give up the pipe or the cigarettes, well, a cigar ain't bad now and then. It's kind of nice, kind of good. But, I don't know. I think we got some real issues in this country that need to be dealt with. And I think the only way that they're going to be dealt with is if the people themselves stand up, take accountability for themselves, start being dependent on themselves, and start saying to the government, because the government ain't going to do it, carry you. They're going to give you handouts, and they're going to keep giving you the Kool-Aid. If you keep drinking it, that's your fault. Take care.